this is a bracketed market until it's not. The way I treat these is that I would look for, if you're playing options, right? I would look for, 2 to 4 weeks out of here, right? Meaning if you're coming up here and you fail like we failed here, and just keep in mind that they will most likely grab the liquidity on top. So if they go above and they lose the 3 sig, what does that mean? There's a high chance that you're going to revisit 45.85. Eventually, you're going to break the 2 sig, come to 46.06, and then you're most likely going to be visiting this 45.85 area here. Okay, does that make sense? So in bracketed markets, you're shorting the 2-3 sigs, buying the bottom in the green area, shorting the tops. Anyone confused on that? And if you go back and test it, right, and this take this range here that we had, if you guys remember the March area or whatever that was, this was June. I think this was March right here somewhere. This was a lengthy March. Like, yeah, from here, they did the same thing, right? I mean, they consolidated till, if you guys recall, we had this level here, and the 2-3-6 worked. And then when they didn't, we looked away. And if you guys recall, did we use them after that? No. Once you have the imbalance, it's not, you're not playing the extension of these sigs. You're playing the bracketed market of them. So anytime you have these, right, when they pop like this, we'll color this like purple or something so you guys can see it. Whenever you have these little pops, the SIGs are no longer important. It's more important that you understand that it's an imbalanced market, and most likely they're going to look for balance. And look, imbalance popped, and within this box itself, you can have an uptrend and you can have a downtrend. Uptrend, downtrend. And now same here. You see here, on a downtrend, I would say this was a pretty aggressive sell-off. If you were to look at the angle of the sell-off, I would say this is a fairly aggressive sell-off. And then on the right here, I mean, you're going up, you're coming back, a lot of sell-offs, pullbacks, right? So it's not as, the message is not clear as this one here. Okay. And then when you look at this on the daily profiles, I just want to point this out. Honestly, not much change between today and Friday. If you guys look at the value area highs, they shifted, I would say, a few points. I don't even know how many, maybe a point shift, but the POC shifted down. All right, so here's the POC of Friday. Here's of this one. Value area low and high, I would say, shifted, but the POC shifted down. So either they accumulated a lot at lower levels, right? And then they exploded, but they did not really move the value area high much there. And just keep in mind that you have this VPOC. I didn't have it. Maybe I did by hidden. You have this virgin POC at 21. I would take note of that. Most likely we will go, either tonight, tomorrow. We'll come here, and this will not be a bad spot for them to go above. And then when you see the weakness, if they reject there, that'll be a pretty good spot to short. How will you know to short? Is there anyone that can correlate the two things that we covered in class on Sunday? How will you know if you're going to short here or not, if it's a good short? Anyone?
Break above the stick. Go ahead.
Well, and K got it. K son. And that's why, if you have the footprints, they will be able to tell you how the buying and selling went. Was it aggressive or was it not aggressive, right? If you see that there's weakness, and let's say you see an absorption and you see negative delta, well, I would be more confident shorting with some, let's say, options. I wouldn't mind buying some options here for 2 to 4 weeks out. Let's say, on SPX, maybe like 4,500s or something like that, where you can play that, right? Maybe 45.50. I don't know where SPX even is right now. 45, maybe playing 45.50s or something like that, a few weeks out, or even, 4,500s, because they'll revisit this shortly. That's how I would look at it. I would pay attention to the delta and see, if they're going higher, if the ask is increasing, that means the passive sellers are entering the market, and most likely they're going to absorb all those market buys, right? absorption at the top happens when aggressive buyers meet what?
Aggressive sellers.
Yeah, they meet the passive sellers, and that's where the problem starts. And that's how the markets move, right? That's how liquidity is taken. So that's what we're anticipating to see. On the short side, right? Honestly, I think they can give us a beautiful percent here. Probably tonight, maybe we don't catch it. If they want to go higher, we really need to break 46.21. I wouldn't be bullish till we break this VPOC here. Once we break that, I think we can hit 30, 34. And I think my ultimate level is at 46.85, somewhere around here for ES. Okay. I would definitely short below the PD value area high. Once we lose the PD value area low, things look really promising. Does anyone see it? You probably shouldn't see anything because there's no volume. Right?
There is a imbalance at 4601, like major one from where they ripped higher today.
Today, is it on 30 minutes?
5.
No. Yeah, 5 minutes is good. On days like that, I prefer to see them on 30 because, like, if you remember NQ, the 17 level on NQ when we fell down yesterday from it, it was basically from this level here that we had a major imbalance there, and then they was it here? Yeah. Something doesn't look right.
It was yesterday evening.
Yeah, it was. The imbalance was.
Yeah, this one.
This one here. Yeah. This was the imbalance that we were looking at. If you guys remember, it was 17 and the 12. We said if they go over 12, people are going to get excited, and most likely they're going to dump from 17. Well, seems like they're part of our class, and they took that and they executed really well, right? So now when you look at this profile, right? So let me just delete some stuff. I didn't really update the chart yet. I'm just going to do that real quick with you guys. So this one is a very interesting chart. Anyone see anything abnormal here?
Well, you went from 2 P days to a D day with a tight range in the value range, which is inside the prior day's value range.
Okay. What's off about the profiles? It's kind of giving you weird looks. Anyone?
Value area is squeezing, overlapping inside value area.
So this is, it's being engulfed, right? The value area is probably twice as little as the previous one, right? So now you're really not looking to go long here on the retest of PD value area high. Why? Because this area is engulfed. You're caring more about this area here. 86 is very important. This area is still very important because this is the engulfing value area, right? So this is the level where, if you're able to break this, that's great because you also had some rejections here in the morning, right? So this is the level you're watching for potential, hey, go above, retest long. That would be the level you want, right? So I'd definitely keep an eye on that instead of this one. This one is just engulfed. You have a lower value area high. They're telling you they're no longer accepting higher prices, but yet, what happened at the end of the day? They spiked, right? And anytime that you have a spike at the end of the day, the rule is that you're going to have to come back and retest it. And if you fail, then we know you're most likely headed to the PD value area low. And I wouldn't be shocked that they revisit this at some point today or tomorrow if they fail this. This would be the ultimate target here. They're going to have to kind of fix this and make sure it's valid. Right here. Does that make sense? Look at all these wicks here. This is pretty nutty. Wicks on the top, wicks on the bottom. And then at 3:30, they spike it higher. And then has anyone looked at volume on daily? Here's your volume on the daily, and here's your candle. I don't think it's a very bullish candle per se, but let's see. So then, you know, if you guys go back on 65, where would you guys draw the FVP from here? Anyone?
I'd go to the top, sit with your green line. I'd take the candle. I don't know what time frame that is right there. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. That's the one that we want. And then I would just mark these levels as your first level and sig level, right? So you see what's happening here. I'm just gonna hide this so it's not as messy here. You see that we popped higher, right? We popped, you know, higher multiple times here. Once we got rejected, you know, we went under, tried to pop again, got destroyed. Here again, here again, here again, here again. So they didn't find value since July 20th above. Usually it's the news or something PR related that drives the shift, right? You know, balance to imbalance, new value being accepted or not. We haven't really accepted being above here yet, right? So any break above, we're gonna need to wait for the retest on this level, which is 15,880, call it 80 or 81, whatever you want. But at this moment, they're just giving, I would say, some, you know, bullish looks to the retailers and whoever plays patterns, right? If they want to create more liquidity, they give them the look, they break this, then most likely they're headed, you know, to the 16,000 here. And this would be a really good level, you know, for potentially short. Ideally, if they go above, fail, retest, go down. Okay. For any bull side here, we need to break this first sig, guys. Break and hold, meaning break, don't fail to hold it, and then we can look for a long, right? So this would be a good retest long opportunity if we break tonight or tomorrow. If we break this level, you know, it would be solid to go along here. Okay. So this is something I'll watch on NQ right here. We're just gonna mark this first sig. We're gonna delete this level here. I just don't need these liquidities here marked up. Oh man, that level became huge. The 31. Does anyone remember 31 from the morning session? It's pretty big today. Big level. I think they bounced it a few times there. Yep. So if we fail here, most likely we're, you know, would you short this? I would prefer that we lose the 31, honestly, to short. Can you scalp this? Of course, 80 to 30. I mean, 50 points, yes. That's definitely doable. But if you're gonna swing some options, you want to wait for this level to be lost. And you see what they're doing here. They're creating almost like a box right now on consolidation. So they're still consolidating here perfectly. You honestly have no reason to, you know, do much here until this is broken. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I will definitely wait for the first sig to, and look where we are rejecting right now. We're almost there. First sig hitting on the dot, almost here. So let's see what they do. I think it's a fairly big level for them. And I don't see a reason why this spike, and you see here, the spike on this candle here is not that interesting here. And I think we're gonna test this. If we fail this PD value area high, I think we speed up the process on down and go hit the 80% rule tomorrow. 80% roll would be pretty sweet, 40 something points, 45 points. Okay. Any questions? Okay. I'm gonna update the stock watch list right after this watch list here, meaning the stock options that I'm gonna be looking to add. I haven't bought any yet. So I'll have to go back through the, the main buys that I'm looking at, and then I'll update you guys once that's updated on our Google Sheet. And you guys can revisit and, make your own research and see if it fits into your portfolio and where do you want to buy it. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow live and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Shorty.
Take it easy, man.
Bye-bye.
Have
Thanks,
a good
Shorty.
night, Shorty.